Anderson TV. I'm Josiah Anderson. So, yeah, I'm out here in the countryside in my dad's house. So, yeah, it has been good lately. So, see, I'm at this one of the weights set here. Did my 10-minute workout routine, which probably going to be doing every day. So, anyways, this week we're going to talk about, will Gen Z get Social Security in the future? Well, we already know which generations are getting Social Security. You have baby boomers. You have the silent generation. You have probably some Gen Xers, probably. But there is an article. There are several articles that say that Social Security will run out in the next 10 years. In the next 10 years, or less than that Social Security will run out. And then that probably future generations will not get it if the law isn't changed. So, anyways, I'll talk more about that in this episode. We'll be right back. Okay, so let's talk more about this. So, search up Social Security running out, and you will see that there are a lot of articles talking about that the combined Social Security Trust Fund, where people get their survivors, their disability and retirement. Yeah, a lot of people would say that, Social Security is money that put into that come from taxes, like some sort of income tax or something from when you worked, and that is placed into a retirement fund the government handles for you. Really? The federal government, who has problem with handling money itself. The federal government with politicians who spend money like Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian put all together, is handling your retirement? Are you serious? No. I mean, you can handle that retirement money, so put some of the money that you earn into your own retirement and do not let the federal government do it for you. I mean, yeah, I will most definitely take that advice. So, when Elon Musk and several other conservatives say that, Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Now watch the people that are on government welfare shout the loudest. Even the situation of Social Security hits so close to home. So, anyways, I will not talk about my family business. But yeah, people are complaining that they're getting cuts to their Social Security checks. Well, exactly. And throughout the next 10 years, you are going to experience those cuts. My grandmother said that she had a dream about that there were going to be some cuts to a Social Security check. Of course, she received the check in the mail, but the check was so small that I could barely see it. Indicates that how small that, how much that government is going to cut out of the check. Well, here's the thing. The money that you think is taken out of your income into some sort of trust fund for Social Security, that money from your income, it is already gone. It could have gone to Ukraine or Israel or somewhere of that matter. It could have gone to other spending bills that they will have in Congress. It's already gone and has been gone. So the money you're basically getting from Social Security, you're getting it out of someone else's taxes, not yours. So it is a Ponzi scheme. I don't care what people think. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. And if you prefer to get it, all right. But remember, it is not going to last long. I mean, almost 100 years that we had of the Social Security system. almost 100 years that we had it. It wasn't made to last this long because we have a bigger aging population now. A lot of people are living over 65, over 70. And secondly, that there is government waste everywhere. People taking advantage of Social Security, pretending to have a disability or something of that matter. They're pretending. And they don't even have the disability. They just want the money. It goes to show that, and it goes to show no wonder Social Security is running out. Because there's people on the Social Security rolls said that there are over 100 years old, over 200 years old, over 300 years old. And I mentioned this in my national debt video, but unfortunately, people skipped over that part because they didn't want to hear any more of what I had to say about it. Well, I am clearly serious that Social Security is going to run out if there isn't some type of reform. But I would encourage Gen Z to never rely on any government retirement programs. Because since the government has a problem with its money, they have a going on $37 trillion debt that they're just going to kick to the side. Regardless of political party, they're going to kick it to the side. No one cares about it. So why rely on money from the federal government? Why? Is government money is the reason why that people can't get out of poverty. That's the reason. That is absolutely the reason why that people cannot get out of poverty, is because of the generational curse that started with Lyndon Baines Johnson, president in the 60s, who signed the Civil Rights Bill or something like that. Well, I don't care if he signed the Civil Rights Bill. It is because of Lyndon Baines Johnson. It is because of that president that the black community is down. Says, I'll have them inwards voting Democrat in the next 200 years. Well, and that's how most of the black community is at that curse today, to this day. So I would encourage Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta that is coming in, millennials, do not, and I mean do not, rely on Social Security. It is going to run out in the next 10 years. And no politician, Democrat or Republican, has talked about entitlement reform. I mean, putting requirements for welfare and stuff of that matter. If you're not able to work, then fine. Fine, you can get a welfare. And you need to show proof of that. If you really need it. Need to put more requirements into it. More requirements. And verify that they do have this disability, that they can't work or something of that matter. Gonna need verification. Need to be absolutely certain that they have this disability. Because there are people taking advantage of Social Security checks, and it is no wonder that it's about to run out. So I will say, do not rely on any government program to help you get ahead. Because when they say a safety net, they don't mean a hammock. They mean a net that is just there temporarily. Because you have holes under the net. Yeah, it's supposed to keep you safe, but not for long. Because you're going to need to get up to that net somehow. Now, a hammock, of course, is when you're there and you're stuck in it. You get stuck in a hammock. You barely get out of it. That's how people are treating these entitlement programs. Like Social Security, food stamps, WIC, and vice versa. That's how people are treating these programs. Medicare, Medicaid. So, anyways, and there's also another reason that Social Security is running out in a few years is because of rising healthcare costs. Wait till Luigi Maggione hears that. I think I already knows. So, but anyways. But anyways. But anyways, yeah, all these programs, they're going to run out. And of course, my grandma had a dream about it. So every time that I try to talk to her about, like, my grandmother thinks, oh, government is cutting out Social Security. Well, exactly. They're going to keep cutting out Social Security. And you don't want to listen to the reason why that they are. Because you don't know where people get their Social Security from. It's coming from other people's money, not your own. And the government has a problem handling its money. You're going to rely on them to keep their money for you for 65 years? No. So what is a good alternative to retirement? Well, I would recommend putting it all in a portfolio. I mean, invest in a portfolio. You try investing in the stock market of the S&P 500, something of that matter. You could try doing that. So, or you try saving your money in some sort of emergency fund in case of emergencies. But we're talking about retirement here. So, I remember that Dave Ramsey, of course, said that during the 2008 financial crisis that he's telling people not to pull their money out, withdraw their money from their portfolios, because you're already losing if you put your money out. You're being just as fearful as the stock market. I mean, if someone is sick that day, of course, then the stock market will go down. I mean, the stock market, it does not equal, Wall Street does not equal what happens on Main Street. So if the stocks are up, so what? So what if the stocks are up? It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change how much someone will pay for insulin. No, it doesn't change. It just doesn't. So anyway, saving the money that you can actually see. You can invest in the stock market or probably invest in gold. Although I'm a bit hesitant about it, but I will hear the commercials on TV that gold is a perfect hedge against inflation. It's perfect. So anyways, in the stock market, all you have to do is diversify. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Just don't do that. Because what happens that day the stock goes down? So do not invest in just one stock, invest in all of them, which is why I said a portfolio. So the app I use is Acorns. I tried out Acorns, of course. You can even invest spare change that you have in your account into your portfolio. And of course, it shows you the annual growth of how much the money will grow will compound interest. So it'll say probably by age 65, you'll probably have about hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million even. It depends on how much that you invest into the stock market. It depends. But probably you should invest about 5, 10, 15% of your income into the stock market. So anyways, but also if you guys are in debt right now, so don't invest anything until you have at least some or all of those debts taken care of. Because that's what I encourage. Save your money and do not give it to the government. Because they will ship your money overseas to a war or something. Or probably arrange a draft for a war or something like that. So that's where your hard-earned money is going. That's where it's going. So, anyways, yeah, I believe that Gen Z will never get Social Security if these current laws are up, if there's no entitlement reform. But since no one wants to talk about it, I will watch every senior citizen complain about, oh, their Social Security is cut. Well, of course it is. Because you don't know. You don't know where that money comes from. And hint, it does not come from the income that you earned from your job. It doesn't. That's why Elon Musk says a Ponzi scheme. That's why some conservatives say that it is a Ponzi scheme. And I believe it is too. So no, it is a bad idea to rely on government money because, yeah, you can use it temporarily, but remember, is it going to be a safety net for you, or is it going to be a hammock that you can't hardly get out of? I mean, try to make that choice. So yeah, I'm just going to say this very clear. Do not rely on Social Security, Gen Z. Do not. Because I will never see it. My brother will never see it. A lot of people in my generation will probably never see it. So, anyways, and Social Security, of course, it was started by FDR during the Great Depression. So, knowing that all these welfare programs, of course, it was just going to make things worse. And that is why that I learned that the Great Depression, it did not end with FDR. He just escalated it until it officially ended in the early to mid 1940s. Now, that's what really happened. I don't care what I was taught at school or something like that. I mean, talk about the truth about Social Security. Tell people the truth about it. But apparently baby boomers will not hear that. Apparently they won't. But I'm glad that we know the truth about it. Our generation, we know the truth about it. So, anyways, we'll be right back. Hey everyone, so that is it for this week's episode of I Understand TV. So, yeah, this is the first episode of the 35th season, I believe, 35 seasons. So, anyways, of course, stay tuned for more episodes of I Understand TV. So, last week, on the 47, it was Buchanan and Lincoln. I guess next is Andrew Johnson and Ulysses S. Grant. I believe that is next. So, yeah, I'm making tremendous progress on my book Brainwash, which you guys will check it out probably in late May. Let me just say late May. Of course, yeah, check it out. So, I'll probably wear something a little bit decent next time. Or maybe not. I mean, who knows? So, anyways, at least I got a chance to do this episode. So that is it for this week's episode. I'm Josiah Anderson, signing off. Goodbye, everyone.